All right, welcome back to yet another loadout race here. We've got four pretty cool racers from different points, different standings. Up in the full bright, up in the top right, we have Goji 401. We're gonna be seeing a lot of cool stuff from them. They got in first place their first race. That was a little bit close. So we'll see what happens here in week 2 of the hosting league up against some tough competition. To the left, we have owcarn, who, yes, did get in second place in his first loadout race, but I've seen a lot of really cool, really good gameplay from Karn. He's been doing a lot of racing behind the scenes here in the Risk of Rain Gauntlet community. Has been a part of like the training program over at Risk of Resources. Right, we've seen a lot from Karn. And we could see perhaps Karn's first win today. Okay, they still haven't started. I thought they would have started by now. But while we're waiting, down at the bottom left we have lavalucario, who ended up getting a double DNF in week 1. Over in the that's a nice shade of orange. I like that. Oh, okay. Now we're going with the blood orange. It's more of like maybe a red delicious apple. I could use an apple. Okay. Ref is making sure everyone's mute. Cool. It's gonna start. Let's go. Nice. Right when the timeout goes. Come on. But yeah, next to the timeout is lavalucario. Ended up getting a double DNF in a really tragic way. Was doing really good, just playing well, and then ended up getting like 5+5s on the moon right before getting through event due to some accidental hosting. Accidentally starts the race. Whoopsies. Didn't hear a whistle yet. There it goes. All right. It starts immediately right after. There we go. We're live. We're going. A couple people are kind of AFK. And, uh-oh. Did he use the timeout sound? Oh, no, he's... Okay. A couple people didn't hear the whistle. That's not good. Want to make sure all of our racers are ready to go. Going at the same time. One of the racers who are just kind of idle right now, JPW, up in the bottom right. And the light blue. Just kind of chilling. Maybe eating a sandwich. Who knows? Doing some stock trading, whatever he's doing, taking his time. He's in now. Things are good. Karn's rebinding his keys because he's got a certain keyboard set up for Mercenary. I'm actually curious to see what he has for Merc. And another timeout. Okay, I think we got everyone paused. Everyone's paying attention. Jeez, what's going on? Communication is good. All right, we're good. Hashtag cheese moment. Chat, should I make like a cheese emote? I mean, we got glitch. But I think we can get a little bit more specific. I'll think of something. We love cheese. He's a good ref. He's doing it for free. If it wasn't for cheese, there would be no hosting league. Right? Alright. Yeah, we've got 4 racers here. W, I believe, got in 3rd place in his first loadout race. Has some good potential. In my opinion, I think the one loadout that he wasn't able to finish was just a really difficult one. Right? It wasn't like a free handout that we've seen in some DNFs where people just weren't able to finish regardless. Like, really had some tough competition. He's not getting a very good set of loadouts or anything. I think we'll see some good stuff from JP as he gets the laser crit glasses. I don't think that's what they're called. I got 1 or 3 words right. Lens makers. There we go. Karn getting it too, also with a power elixir, which I assume he found from that chest that Cario just opened up. No. Okay, gets a will-o-wisp. Well, Cario does from that Small chest up by the river. That's good. That's huge. Get a little bit of AoE in there. Okay, well, Lucario's kind of on his way to earning that number 28 right next to him. Gets blasted. One thing you don't want to do as Mercenary on stage 1 is die. It is so easy to die as Mercenary. I mean, look at this. You spawn in at half health. I guess it was a bit rude for me to say that. Yeah, down to 8, down to 7, down to 7 health. Almost dies again. You just have so little health as Mercenary when you're level 1. Your health regen's really small. Oh, careful. Almost got sour spotted by that laser beam. Lucario. Oh, jeez. Gets caught on the branch. There's blind pests. And while Lucario is about to die again, Goji, the overall favorite of this loadout race, is already halfway done with the Stone Titan, is dodging shots, knows how to do that even with being so aggressive. Yeah, without Eviscerate, I mean, Slicing Winds is so annoying to try and pull off with these blind pests. They just move so erratically. It's like random noise, essentially, is the way they choose to move. As Goji's actually also about to die, which if you're Lavalucario, you really want something like that to happen with such a penalty that you have. Does find a slug, so hopefully won't die again, and has the healing problem solved the Mercenary. Right, a melee survivor with 0 armor, it spawns in at 60 health, or 55 health. Thank you. Oh god, you gotta be careful though. You gotta always be moving. Keep those circles up. Oh, blinding assault moment. If that was focused, that would have hit them. But just 1 meter too short with those pests, almost gets killed, Lavalucario. And Gore's Tome is dropped for Goji, who did not die, right, despite getting low on health. It's going to be okay. There's a recycler top left. owcarn finds it. It's an ocular HUD. Is that by choice? There's a mountain shrine. Karn is doing a mountain shrine. Does have a slug. Has an ocular HUD. My assumption is he's going to re-roll the HUD after doing the TP. Deals with a wisp. Deals with a wisp. That is the one of a few things that's really good about Blinding Assault. Is just the ability to deal with multiple flying enemies, albeit you have very short speed. That speed problem is solved by having 2 energy drinks. Karn needs to take cover now. There's going to be some dubious lasering now. Oh boy. Not able to have a sweet spot for charging TP. And Lucario is playing with fire by being so close and doing melee hits on that Mending Lemurian. A Lemurian Bite, by the way, does double the damage of a Lemurian Fireball. In case you didn't know. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Karn's approach with these Titans. Maybe if you can start getting a lot of Slicing Winds in, but these Titans are out of sync. Karn's constantly just having to walk out of bounds of the TP. I think Ruddy put it well in chat. You'd probably just want to deal with one at a time. You aren't doing as much damage per second, but as long as you're just able to sit and TP the whole time. Doesn't matter if you're not putting out as much DPS. You're not having to deal with a constant laser beam on your face. But I mean, despite all the lasers and everything, Karn's still making good use of it. Oh god, bottom right. JP, 6 health, barely dodges that shot. Now, who had a ton of healing and stuff, a ton of speed? There is a slug in the map. JP does not have the slug. JP is 1 hit from death, and okay, just dies. Unfortunate for JP. Gets hit by the wisp after the little bit of fall damage, just not able to find the movement speed. You don't want to get in a situation like that again. Take care of your health bar if you don't have healing and you're doing a stage 1 TP. Because that was just 5 minutes added on. It takes the Gore's Tome. That's smart. You definitely want Gore's Tome on stage 1. Right, take a look up at Goji. Okay, maybe didn't get much loot, but did get to use the Gore's Tome orbs. I believe he got 2 tomes, or maybe just 1 gold. I think just the 1. Right, but that's going to definitely increase the amount of items, especially on stage 1, where don't walk into the Blazing Beetle. Come on. Oh, man, poor JP. Just that 15% more to charge. And Karn plus 5? Huh? Was that a... What happened? I promised I wouldn't do the whole rewind as much. With these live casts, they're not highlights. I just want to keep it smooth, keep it going, reduce the bit rating. But what happened to Karn? Okay. I'm gonna do something here. I know I've been told, host, this ain't a highlight. Stop it with the rewinds. I get it. But take a look at Karn here. So many pests. Right? I was so focused, and boom! Got slammed. Let's see that one more time. There's a lot of pests there. There's the Gore's Tome. Rerolls the Gore's Tome. Gets Infusion. Interesting take. Hits him through the wall. At least gets a little bit of health. But then takes fall damage and gets tickled by a wisp. Okay. Ouch. That is not what you want to have happen to you. And just from taking the fall damage there, running out of all abilities, didn't have the double jump, didn't have the M2, didn't have slicing winds, nothing. That's one thing you gotta be looking out for. If you're playing as mercenaries, you have so many air stalls. Sometimes you just forget. You just always assume, yeah, I'm fine. I've got an air stall. I'm mercenary. I'll be good. I'll be okay. And Karn makes it to stage 2, Abandoned Aqueduct, right? There is pot rolling that can happen here. Everyone has the recycler. You know what everyone also has? A +5. Everyone has died once, except for one racer, and that is the racer who I said just earlier was the one that was prone to dying. Well, shame on me. I guess I didn't really understand the sense of scale and the sense of skill that Goji has when it comes to playing mercenary in that scenario. Played it really smart, had a close call, but didn't die. And is now going to have a focus crystal printer access, has Wungus. Right, Wungus is greatly also with the slug. I mean, just you could just about forget any idea of Goji really dying from anything small or accidental. Some of the things that Mercenary really struggles with early game. Silver lining for Lavalucario, by the way. Got both a crit glasses and got armor piercing round. A low light for JP though is he hit a chant shrine a bunch and got a med kit for it. Although I think he did get at least a fuel cell, so that's good. No one else has that fuel cell, which means more recycles. Did give up the wings, the Milky Chrysalis. You don't really need that though. Pillar skip isn't really needed. Oh, right. Lucario hasn't activated the TP yet until now. Okay, you want to be careful. You don't have any armor. You do have 2 healing drones that could help you out a bit. W says Drone Man? Well, there just so happens to be a Drone Man gamble up right now. So... Oh. There might be some people cheering that on. There might be some people not cheering that on. Maybe W is going to go to the soup or something, try and increase those odds. Who knows? So many boss fights right now. Karn is already on the TP. Was that a pot that went flying? Yikes, look out. Karn does not have the Will-O-Wisp, so just a lot less AoE. And just so many more enemies just kind of chilling there. Does have Slicing Winds for AoE, but that does max out, I believe, at 3 targets. I think Slicing Winds used to have this problem where you can only hit 1 enemy at a time with it. That was the old Slicing Wind, and they buffed it. And then they introduced 'Cause in a lot of ways, it used to be a joke. It didn't have the whole expose, and it only hit one enemy. It was just bad. But that was like 2019 Mercenary. Where like all of his attacks did damage. Now he's just all about the exposes. Lucario's at 16 health. Lavalucario does have 2 healing drones. Has to deal with 2 different types of flying enemies on this stage, though, with both wisps and pests constantly spawning in, right? Really high rate at which they spawn. Right? Double the amount of flying enemies over any other stage 1. Tries to try and use that Stone Titan as cover. Thankfully, one of the healing drones kicks in just in time, so he doesn't die. Yet, we'll see what happens. Those Titans are dubious with their accuracy. We all know that. Here, week 3 of knowing that knowledge. Maybe I just dated this race in the future. People can listen to this and hear the word dubious used and know that this was shortly after the Verdant Falls announcement. Hello from the past. But what is... Oh my god, the fact that Lavalucario hasn't died yet. Just barely hanging on. Getting 1 health every like 3 or 4 seconds. Okay, maybe it's only every 2 to 3. I'm exaggerating, I'm sorry. Karn almost done with this Dune Strider. Gets away with it. Right, has the 2 energy drinks to not take damage. Goji already done with the TP. Everyone has passed the 10-minute mark, by the way, so there will be no Prayon. Unfortunately, this is a setup where people could potentially get Prayon on Stage 2, or... No, not Stage 2. Bans on Stage 2 guaranteed, into the guaranteed Prayon at Stage 3. But sadly, that is no longer the case as everyone has passed 10-minute marks in real time. Karn gets a beautiful pot roll. Look at that. Did not struggle at all. And is Goji capped? No, he is not, so he will not die to the Elders. There's 1. There's 2. Karn gets a watch and a regen scrap from a reroll. Nice. Hopefully don't lose that watch down here. Lavalucario did +5 a second time, by the way. I missed it, but... Oh, it's going to die again. Overloading Lemurian. Hits him by just a bit. And... now already at 3+5s. Recycles into another recycler, takes the other recycler. Maybe that one's a little bit better. But yeah, just activating the TP, it's really tough, and even with the 2 healing drones, you think things would have been better if it couldn't be bad enough. A golem snipes the healing drone last second and it dies, and JP's about to die too. As he's dealing with so many enemies sucking, getting sucked up by the Dune Strider. The Dune Strider just goes all the way up nearly to full health just from that alone. And that's a double bad because not only do you end up having to fight another Dune Strider at full health when the TP's at 99% charge, but that also means that you don't get any money, you don't get any experience. Nice teddy bear block. You don't get any Gore's Tome drops, right? You have to be the one to do the finishing blow to an enemy in order to get money, credit, experience, and on-kill effects. And all of that was just denied right there for JP. Lavalucario dealing with a regular Beetle Guard about to die again. Right, no healing. And there's like 8 wisps. That's death number 4? Yes. Already on death 4 and pretty much on DNF's door. We'll call it that. If things don't shape up, everyone originally had the 1+5, but just with so many, with just next to no answer with these wisps, you know what you gotta do? You gotta stop being out in the open. You gotta run away, take cover, land your shots from afar where they can't reach you. Yeah, take that Mocha. And JP manages to hold on. Kills the boss. No post-mortem orbs, thankfully. Alright. Yeah, Goji's chilling. The only thing I see killing Goji right now would be like a magma worm just gravity tapping. Instantly just plummeting Goji into the ground. Or not plummeting. That would be what Goji would be doing. See, he gets his first green reroll, which is a regen scrap again. Lucario getting a tougher times. That will reduce the amount of +5ing by 14%, perhaps. W, who's done with the TP, does get opts not to go for bans, right? Is already at 21 minutes, or 60 minutes real time. Is thinking, maybe I'll get lucky. Already have that +5. Took a lot of time on stage 2. The others are probably ahead, which they are. Most of them, anyways. Lucario nearly getting hit by a pot. As I saw 1 HP on Lucario's screen. I see a Wisp. He's going to die. No, runs away. If Lucario somehow comes back from this, doesn't die, I'll feature this on my homepage on twitch.tv. Nope, there it is. Okay. Unfortunate. Again, up to 5 deaths now. Karn also chilling. With a +5, sadly, but chilling nonetheless, right? Has the Wungus. Has a Will-O-Wisp. Has one of each band. Struggled a little bit on the stage 2 TP, but, I mean... it is what it be. Oh, there's a Shuriken. Nice, Goji. Nice. Nice find. We'll see what can come off from that. As of now, it's mostly just good at like dealing with wisps or small enemies up in the air. Right, you don't want those taking up your band procs from your expose. Well, it's not too much of a loss in damage. Will-O-Wisp can also steal. I believe if you have 2 Will-O-Wisp and a procs, it can proc bands. There's a lot to steal the bands, but that's fine. Oh, adaptive. Oh, Gamer. Nuka-Hana's opinion. Rerolled. Ben's Raincoat. Huge play there with the adaptive. At least I wanted to say it's a huge play, but from one bad reroll into even a worse one. At least in Nuka-Hana's opinion, you have Wungus. It's like budget Little Disciple, right? But now don't even have that. That's so sad. Like, it was the perfect play, the smartest play, the best thing he could have done is what Karn did there. And just... At the very least, I hope that Karn, like, I don't know. If he does have a situation where he could die... Speaking of dying, Lucario about to be on death 6 here. There it is. I want to see a situation where maybe, like, a Ben's Raincoat saves him? Like, I don't know, accidentally gets hit by pizza, and then it's like, oh, I'm not slowed. Not saying I want him to get hit by pizza, but if it does happen, I want him to live. The best part of getting hit by pizza with Ben's Raincoat is you get 10% barrier. Isn't that massive? 2 Wandering Vagrants, both Karn and Goji trying to slam the Vagrants, but again, just using Blinding Assault, which just really struggles to move the enemies at all. Did Goji get that slam? Not even sure. Kind of have to, like, my tactic I do with it, with landing the slams, is I, like, run in the enemy, and then I jump. As soon as I jump, I use the leftover jump momentum, and just look straight down at the Vagrant, try and get a Trimp off. Or not Trimp, is it a Boop? There's Boops and Trimps in this game. They love the name of the text in this. ATG, by the way, is the boss item stage 4. Lavalucario having activated the TP. At 1 health again. +5 number 8. Oh, man. Where did it go so wrong for him? So Dune Strider gets all his health back. Has so many enemies. Has no AoE. Right? Didn't get the Will-O-Wisps. I guess it's going wrong as well. It's just, you gotta dodge those shots. You gotta see the choreography. As W is on fire, dies from fall damage. Oh, God. Now at 2. 2 plus 5s for W. Unfortunate, but... You know, at least silver lining for W. If you could just find some damn healing outside of that healing drone. Wait a second. W didn't get the Wungus. The Wungus that was like the reroll with the recycler that he had. Right out of spawn. Must have forgot about it. Or just either forgot about there being a Wungus, takes another +5. Right? You don't have time to be thinking about rerolling into goat hooves or something like that. Goji also gets the raincoat. Let's go. Raincoat gaming. Love to see it. And it's so tempting. You see an item that you can reroll, and you're like, oh, that's an action I could do. Gets slammed by the... Oh, my God. Magma Worm slam on W, and suddenly, I mean... If it's not going to be a double DNF, right? Maybe if some of the other racers can really mess up, and if Lucario can just pull things around here, might be able to maybe finish third? We'll see. I mean, I don't know. I'm reaching. W's got to really slow down the death spiral that he's in right now. And get some of those rats. They got slammed down to 11 health. Has no healing. Is at 99% on the TP, so at the very least what you could do, right, with no more enemies spawning in, is you could just run away, pick off a couple enemies. Nope. That's another +5. Should be the last one, though. Sitting at 5, which is much better than 9. How's now 10? How's the top half going? Karn dealing with the vagrants. I feel like these vagrants have been glooping for like 4 minutes. Poor Karn. Just trying to deal with them. Can't land any boops because Blinding Assault is a great ability. And oh god, that was close. Ben's Raincoat somehow procced. I think an Oil Orb hit him, so we'll just call that a Ben's Raincoat save. Gets the ATG. That's $2,200. Does he want to go? Does he want to stay? Oh, it's a double ATG. Goji has a second ATG. Oh, wow. That was from stage 4. So there's another one. Was that from a reroll? Play Dune Striders. Oh, he had double Dune Strider, by the way, for lavalucario. So they can just infinitely suck each other. You gotta know how to take them out. You gotta wait for them to go up. And then when they go up, that's when you deal damage. Or anyways, that's where you deal damage beyond their 25% health threshold. There is another way, where if you just stand inside the pit, if you're really struggling to kill them and you're in infinite cope, and they will just jump into the pit and die. Goji broke watches? Oh yeah. I mean, it's one watch. Goji can sprint. Is dealing with Eye Construct and like 15 Wisps. Keep in mind, none of these racers have any repulsion armor plates. They don't have any, yeah, Goji did get the double ATG as well. Oh, Goji +5. Got laser blasted by Zai, and takes a quick pause. A good call, a good idea. JP said this is pain, and followed up this pain instead of maybe trying to get some items or maybe a gosh dang healing of any sort. Instead, instantly goes for the TP, has a bunch of pre-spawn, what are they called? Play Dune Striders. Oh man, everyone has at least one death. Which means at least if one of the racers on the bottom can finish with 9 deaths at the same time as first place, maybe get like 8 deaths, you could still win. If you're JP, which I don't think he's going to be able to come back from this, given the route he's taking, maybe if he can land a couple good slams with Blinding Assault, I wish him luck. There's Gup. Right, you can't slam an enemy if it knocks itself into another enemy's hitbox. owcarn, almost done with his eye construct. Goji just finishing it off as well. Let's see what the boss item is. As both are really close now. Lucarius is going for spaces. Obviously, that's what you want to do. You don't want to type out that you're going for spaces. Here's the technique. If you're going to type something out in chat, and you see this a lot with a lot of the newer racers, they don't know the tech. The tech of you pause the game, you open up console, and then you type. It's a little bit smaller. JP gets 7th plus 5. It's a little bit smaller text, but at the very least... Oh no! Karn breaks watches! Getting wrecked by wisps, getting wrecked by parents and brass contraptions. JP had an 8th plus 5. Was looking bad, now looking very bad. And everyone is just dying. Right, even Goji with the 1 plus 5. Which I said Goji dies all the time. Or not all the time, but is more prone to death. Like, I take that back. I'm sorry. Right, we might see a Karn death here. Perhaps. Let's see. Real ones type without pausing. Okay, that's when you have like spare drum parts and you're on stage 1 and you're playing loader. And you can say, I'm not playing loader now, smile face. Karn gets blasted by a bell shot there. As Goji, I mean, oh man, poor Karn has been like almost done with his Zai construct for like 3 minutes, but it decided it's going full Zai. Right, and when an enemy goes full Zai, look how high up it is. It's not coming back down. The stupid shield comes up every time. Oh, wow, okay, I died. Cool. ATG moment, let's go. ATG huge. Karn's got another 70% to go on the TP, and has no form of AoE. This is not good for Karn. My hypothesis at this point, okay, I'm not going to say hypothesis. That's kind of cringe. What am I in? Am I in my 3rd grade science class? No. My guess as to what's going to happen here is Karn's going to die from wisps. Goji's already done with TP. Maybe clears Void Seeds. I don't know. Is that 33 minutes? I think it'd be good for Goji to go for the Void Seeds, but Goji's probably thinking Karn might be ahead. One of the other racers might be ahead. We'll see. I mean, he's still going for the Void enemies. Only 3 of them left. It'd just be so good with so many Void Cradles. Right, from a double Void Seed. I don't know how many there actually are. Maybe it's just all stocks. I don't see any Cradles in there. JP finishes up stage 4 TP at this point. And there is a small hope for JP. If JP somehow finds something really, really, really good that everyone else misses, and he can just finish the run before everyone else, he can still place. Yeah, gets the double ATG. But as soon as one of the racers up top dies, it's pretty much over. Ooh, does Goji reroll? Or does he keep the extra life? Or do you take neither? That's the thing with the red voids. Goji has 2 ATGs, doesn't want to lose them from Venthic, but doesn't want to lose the bans. Opts not to take the Polaripitant. Personally, I guess you also lose 10% crit. I would have personally taken the Polaripitant Larva. I think it would have been good to save 5 minutes if you die. In return, losing 10% damage. I'm going to get Plasma Shrimp from it, right? And Plasma Shrimp's going to be good. Oh, well. Okay. Maybe not as good anymore, but still just a minus plus 5 at the cost of losing 10% damage and Void Bands. But right, has an APR, has a Focus Crystal. I think it wouldn't have been the worst, but I see that it definitely makes sense not to pick it up as well. The Safer Spaces is going to be huge, though. Right, a lot of times we think of Safer Spaces and Mercenary, and we're like, oh, it's kind of cringe, because you just use Eviscerate, and then you lose it immediately every time. But in this situation, right, with Slicing Winds, there's no Eviscerate. So you're not constantly down without Bubble. W says, this is sad or hard? Well, W is the first person to land a boop. Did W just boop the Xi construct into the void? Oh, that's cool. That's sick. I hope it stays in there. W gonna take a +5 though. Right, again, no healing items aside from a personal shield generator. Dude, that void... Dude, what a play. What a creative way to kill that enemy. That was totally on purpose. Nicely done. Only has one more Xi to deal with, but still has to finish off the TP. So he's sneakily getting up that charge time. And JP needs to finish before any other racer. If he's going to have any chance of having a completion. And JP, who found the ultimate shot or hiding spot with the teleport spikes, keeping him protected. None of the enemies can reach him. And it's crazy. Some of the racers in the past were campaigning to have these teleport spikes be made just visual and not physical. But look at this. Look at JP. Look how safe he is. He's using them. Boom. Easy. Value. See, this is why we kept him. Oh, Xi construct got void touched. That means other enemies will shoot at it now. Like its own friends will shoot at him. He's got mites. Both Karn and Goji on the TP. Okay, I thought Goji was going to die. Didn't die, though. And is that a... No way. Oh, I thought that was a Pocket ICBM suit. It's not, but there is an ATG suit. Which Goji went ahead and printed one. I think printed another. Right? Plasma Shrimp's really good, and your white items, I mean, you don't want to really lose that mobility, but at least yeah, don't lose speed. Oh, wait, no. I guess, I mean, by all-inning, can't do it anymore. It's literally out of white items. I mean, you've got Lungus, you've got safer spaces. My only concern is, like, good luck hitting Mithrix with no speed as Mercenary. Karn doesn't go for the soup. I feel like Karn has more white items than what Goji had. JP's actually done. We'll have to be the first one, like, finished with the Mithrix fight in order to get in third. Okay, Goji has to be careful. There are wisps shooting at him or at them when they're trying to host skip. Yeah, it's gonna take away bubble. At least didn't smack into the perfected wisp there. And I mean, at this point, you might as well just like trimp up the ramp or something up the slope. Oh, Karn was trying to go up and couldn't fully go up. Yeah, I think you have to host skip here. And Karn does not have safer spaces. Only Goji does, because Goji finished off the Void Seed, so that's huge. Karn now has to do Soul Pillars, and there's 3 Stone Golems that are currently in there. My personal advice would be, yeah, either go to the soups and you'll find the ATG printer, and then maybe you can get lucky and like lose your bison steak. You know what'd be really funny? Is like, if you're a Goji, what if you just hit the Shrine of Order? You keep your Plasma Shrimp, maybe. Unless it all turns into Tentacles, that would suck. But then it's like, you have a chance of getting a bunch of bans. And if you keep safer spaces, like, it would totally be a throw of a gamble if anything goes bad. But you can get permanent safer spaces. And like something really weird or crazy with the green items. Yeah, Goji's really struggling with this host skip. We'll see if Karn could do pillars beforehand. Oh, it's the low speed host skip. That's right. That's right. Yeah, has no speed and is trying to do pillar or a host skip. Yeah, you need at least a little bit. If you don't have any speed, oh, that's probably a redo. Okay, so I'm gonna teach you something that almost not many of the newer racers know about, unless Goji gets it. So the edge of this ramp, the two lines like these, if you try to like align yourself on them and just kind of hug them, you will slow your fall constantly. You kind of like stutter fall, and it's what they had to do back in the day when you had to do the item list host skip. Oh my, Karn just completely gives up with pillars. Feels like he can't do it. And it's like, all right, I'm just gonna go for the opal host skip and +5s. How many opals do you have? He has 6? No! You know what? You're at half health. That's only 3 opals, right? What am I watching? Oh, the opal skip. If you're gonna do opal skip, you need at least 5 in full health. This is not working. You're taking damage and dying instantly. Stop inting! No! Oh, tougher time skip? No. Well, the opal... Wait, hold up. Oh yeah, that's only 3 opal. And half health. If Karn was at full health, would I at least be able to get the first bounce, even if tougher times didn't proc? Come on. You just use your Wungus a little bit. Okay, now all that needs to happen is Goji needs to +5 85 times. Someone check on lavalucario's pulse. Yeah, that's a good point. What if JP... I mean, Goji just had a +5. And if Goji with a +5, I mean... Yeah, Karn's going for the Disputed Origin variant of the host skip, where you have one teddy bear. I mean, at this point, just like throw yourself on the Shrine of Order or something. This is not. Yeah, the pillar skip's definitely possible, even for Goji. If you just get up there and use the little notches on the double dash. Yeah, it's already got shot there, and no tougher time. Going up again. RNG is not paying off for Karn, who would have had to get a 14% twice in a row, or just once if going for the opal variant is now just getting shot by the perfected Chimera Wisp. And Karn is saying, hello. How's it going, JP? I see you're at, what is that, 16 deaths? You got a symbiotic scorpion? Well, I could beat that. I could do better than that. And lavalucario's like, oh, you can do better than that? Foolish, I'm at 20 +5s right now. And Goji's like, well, this sucks. I'm doing soul pillars. And there's exploders spawning in, and I'm taking shots. But at least I have Ben's raincoat. That's kind of cool. And Karn is waiting for the timeout to be called. I'm like, man, I +5'd like 80 times. Cheese is on his phone, recording the whole thing, sending it to his friends before this is even official live on twitch.tv/gamerh_0st. Welcome to the circus. JP, the first one. And if JP could finish this fight, again, keep in mind, if JP just finishes before Goji does, he's not only going to get in 3rd place, right? It was originally just Lucario who was stuck in hell at 23 +5s. But I mean, JP's got a little bit to go. Has Scorpion. Needs to land the Scorpion a lot. But if he can, he has triple Opal, right? So maybe not safer spaces. But could just whittle down Mithrix's armor a little bit. Those missiles. Yeah, there you go. Karn is keeping track of the statistics. 1 in 7 skip. That's right. and you're going to need to do it multiple times. It'll take you 2 jumps, and you cannot get hit by that lunar perfected Chimera Wisp. Another +5 for Goji. 95 minute will be the cutoff as of current. Karn throws himself off the cliff again. I don't know. I don't know what to think at this point. Lavalucario's going to come back. Lava sweep. He just has to do a few more stages. Finishing real time before first guarantees third. It doesn't. If you finish before first, right, and make it so you don't DNF, you still get to place. You place your time. It's really bad for your record, right? You'll have like 40 +5s or something on it. But at the very least, right, you finish, you place. Right, the mercy rules in play with the DNFs to prevent, well, oh, poor Karn. Are you kidding? This whole time could have just gone up. Yep, back at Mag this whole time and concedes. Oh no, Karn, you could have finished. You could have gotten points. Goji was still doing pillars. No. To be fair, if I +5'd 80 times just to realize none of that was even needed, I probably would concede as well. Poor Karn. Poor Lucario. Poor everyone doing this loader loadout. Or not loader, mercenary loadout. Just in this death hell. Everyone's thinking, again, the thing with risk of... or not risk of resources. Oh, sorry. Wrong cast. The thing with the Gauntlet mod is that you don't know when Gauntlet Racing, you don't know where the others are at. And everyone else is thinking that everyone else is doing really good. We're about to beat them, and well, everyone showed up to the circus today. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and bring it down. And what was maybe going to happen anyway, right? With not as much DPS. Finishing off the second pillar is Goji, who finally just has all the enemies far away, has the perfected Chimera Wisp far away, boom, is done with pillars. And JP's got a time limit now, does have the Scorpion. Which is really good, right? I think that was from a red reroll on Recycler, wasn't it? The second reroll was Scorp, I believe. Whew. Here we go. Goji. At the beginning of the run, I said was the one who we might see +5 a few times, which would bring the others into contention. Has about 20% less deaths, or 80% less deaths than the next person up. Lavalucario found a armor-piercing round printer. I don't believe anyone else found this. Is now getting plenty of them. Just needs to do 2 stages and skip pillars. Or do pillars and finish the Mithrix fight before anyone else does. It is possible. Oh, man. And poor W. Right, I mean... This whole time's been in the Mithrix fight for like 6 minutes now? Almost gets hammered there. Good dodge. And Lucario tried to say 1 for every letter in the alphabet, as is currently at 26 +5s. That is indeed 1 for each in the Greek alphabet. Uh-oh. 6 +5s for Goji now. No, not 6. That's 4. 4 +5. 64 minutes. That's right. There is a Grove Scav on Lavalucario's screen. I don't think I've ever witnessed a Grove Scav in Gauntlet races. You know, it'd be really cool is if there was like a Void Crit or something. He doesn't have safer space. That is true. He does have 3 opal. But yeah, you don't want to +5 too much. If I was at 16 +5s, I would just try to finish the fight as quickly as I could to try and get a place. It really needs to find a way somehow to speed things up, right? Doesn't have Plasma Shrimp. Had that Void Seed been done for JP, right? JP would have gotten safer spaces. Would have gotten Plasma Shrimp. Maybe would have printed some Plasma Shrimp. I'm not sure. But just Plasma Shrimp with Scorpion eventually would have been so good. Would have been super, super, super good. But Goji just narrowly catching up here. 105, the current cutoff point. If the run were to finish right now. If Goji gets like 5 more +5s, which I highly doubt. I think the hardest part of Mithrix is out of the way for Phase 1 for Goji. Then JP might have some more time, assuming he does a +5. But I think that might happen for JP. And while Phase 1 is going on, right, not too much to talk about. Mithrix just going down, slamming every 10 seconds, doing a couple moves, going back. What's going on with Lavalucario? How's that Grove Scav? They're golems. He needs some money. Yeah, there's like 10 golems, a Stone Titan. This is going to be the longest race in Hosting League. I think the longest first place finish is currently 95 minutes. And with Goji's another +5, right, starting to tilt a little bit at 5 of them. Karn began the next loadout when he wasn't supposed to. Oh, sorry, you didn't see that. Maybe you might have accidentally heard like what sounded like a whistle or something. It's just sitting at the menu right now. Okay. Double mending. Oh, nope, unfortunate for Lava. At 30 +5s, that larva just kind of kissed him. What was that? Little smooch from the larva there. Oh man, the thing is, this isn't even a bad loadout. Or, I mean, it's not the best loadout, but it's not a bad setup. You had healing on stage 1. You had really good Void Seed stuff. It was just, this is a case of people going too fast and not knowing all the tech that there is. And accidentally printing away movement speed. 112 the current cutoff. JP still hasn't +5 yet. Yeah, the ATG prints was pretty tragic. Losing mobility is not ideal, especially at the loadout like this. Right, you have the Slicing Winds, but aside from that, Mercenary with Blinding Assault, you really need movement speed if you're gonna land those shifts. Be able to get onto Mithrix, land those M1s. JP trying to keep himself awake. Goji, they finally make it to Phase 2. Here we go. Hopefully Phase 2 goes a lot quicker. 6 Plasma Shrimp definitely help. Hopu Feather, by the way, for Lavalucario. We'll see if that helps out. As we see 209 minutes on the clock. I don't think that's quite the record yet. I think Blubbly had about 240 minutes. Ooh, Goji, nice slam. Get some fall damage on the Wisps. You can't kill the Wisps with slams that well, but you get kind of close to it. W with 16 +5s at 130 minutes. The current cutoff is 120. If 2 more +5s, if 1 more +5 happens, W is suddenly now available for contention even after Goji finishes the fight. Just really got to be careful. And what 2 goat hooves and 2 energy drinks can do for a racer. I mean, look at that. That is some really good value. Being able to dodge shots, being able to evade enemies. We'll see what happens in Phase 2. Right? The Scorpion's really helping out, dealing damage to Mithrix as they're just slowly but surely is ramping up. Logarithmically, but still good. Oh, geez, almost gets hit by that hammer swing with a sour spot. Goji is at 90 minutes. Just trying to finish up the fight fast. Maybe thinking that they might be DNFing if much more happens. Sometimes you just gotta kill these things fast. At least maybe try to stay safe, get your bands shots off, maybe use Shuriken a little bit. Yeah, they're blinding assault. Don't you love it? Huge distance covered. Oh no! 2+5s from W. W says this is awesome. Well, this is awesome because you might be getting first place at this rate. Even Karn, who had like 170 minutes, I mean, not everything's off the table here. Oh, actually, I mean, with Goji almost being done with Phase 2, and W not really having an answer for Phase 2, right? It's doing the smart thing. You gotta walk really far away. You can use your shurikens, you can use your slicing winds. Gets a little bit impatient and sees that exploder and decides to go for cover over here. But you kind of got to keep staying opposite to them and just long distancing them. It would be so infuriating, so frustrating, so long to deal with them. I gotta love Lucario here at the bottom left. It's kind of like you're watching a TikTok, right, between the TikToks Goji and W, and you're like, well, you need the attention grabber. And what's a better attention grabber than watching a Stone Titan absolutely obliterate poor Mercenary while there's like 5 golems and 80 gup on Sundered Grove? Racers at this point must think that Cheese fell asleep. It's the only reason why they haven't been pulled out. Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised if one of them pauses, tries to message him. Yo, Cheese, you awake? Goji's struggling to get Mithrix to the 75% threshold here. Taking some more +5s, currently at 10. W at double that number. Looking at 20. And about to go to 21. Just out in the open, that's going to be a death. Yeah, there it goes. Man. I just... Cheese, when Cheese sent me these files, he told me, he said, Host, for some odd reason, it's not letting me take both of them together. I don't know if it's like because the file sizes were too large. That it exceeded like the Google Drive Max file size. But like, oh man. Poor Goji. Even Goji, I mean, at 103 minutes now, having surpassed the longest time for any racer in the hosting league, and we're only at week 3. Or only at week 2, not even 3. For all we know, I mean, we've got easily triple the time remaining here in hosting league for someone to beat this record. But it's pretty up there right now. Finally, Pizza kicks in. Finally able to use those fire bands to the fullest extent. Able to land a lot of damage, a lot of shots in. Right, no movement speed, so you just need Mithrix to stand still, and Pizza's perfect for that. And yeah, sadly, JP, who looked like was making a little bit of a comeback, just has absolutely no answer for Phase 2, and is getting really impatient anyway. right? We all know what the actual answer for phase 2 would be, and it involves 20 minutes maybe of throwing out slicing winds and shurikens. But it is an answer. Just not the one you want to hear. And it's really hard to think at this point, too, of like, okay, it's 50 minutes real time in a run. I gotta be fast. I gotta be super fast. Maybe everyone else is clearly struggling, but I don't know. Every second counts. You might be thinking that that racer might be on the ship and you gotta get Mithrix dead. Do you just go for 50 plus 5s, or... I mean, that's the gamble. Newsflash, Lavalucario is now at 37 plus 5s, but does have 3 focus crystals. Right, does have 3 armor-piercing rounds, has some repulsion armor plates, right? Able to take 10 less damage per shot. Right, that's going to reduce the amount of plus 5s. Actually, maybe not that much. Found a vase! There was a vase! Holy. Turns into a caffeinator. What's the next loadout going to be like? Well, someone's definitely getting double bonus points, and it's going to be Goji. So that's the good news for Goji. The bad news is, I mean, I don't know how long next loadout's going to be. But, oh geez. Oh, look out. Oh, man. Not only is Goji going to have full bonus points, but no one else is going to get any. Right, unless Goji concedes. Right, there could come a point where there's just too much tilt. And it comes to the point where it's like, this is annoying, I'm sick of this, I'm done with this. I highly doubt that'll happen, though, because Mithrix is taking damage. Right, it's not like you're in JP's situation where it's so bad that it's just hopeless. And this is one of the reasons why we have the 40-minute rule in place. Could you imagine, between JP and Lucario, letting the race play out and waiting to see who gets in second? Bonus points aren't deserved here. Well, here's the part where they are deserved. Is while you are at 120 minutes, 130 minutes, one racer DNF'd, another's at 250 minutes, and another's at 220 minutes. So you are currently 100 minutes ahead. I think bonus points are deserved here. You at least had the solution. Obviously, a lot of these deaths were very much preventable, and someone else could have easily just decided not to die this much in a race, right? Every death is another 5 minutes added on, as the 2-hour mark is now reached. And there we go. Fire Band used. 14 plus 5s. This is what happens again when you get rid of Mercenary's movement speed. Like JP, I mean, Goji does have damage. 6 Plasma Shrimp. It's something, right? That's like 4, 12, 16, 20. Like doing 240% extra damage per hit landed, assuming the shrimp's online. There we go. This Fire Band. Is the Scavenger still alive? Yes, it is. Poor Lavalucario. He's chilling. And the camp with the plus 5. I fully disagree with that rule. I see that it was introduced. If someone plus 5'd once, ate 1 slice of pizza and the other 3 are at like 300 minutes, I don't think that's very fair. I also don't think it's nice when it kind of makes it boring to watch. If we see someone get a plus 5 at like stage 1, and that was the only way for them to come back was with finishing with bonus points, right? The idea is to make them play safer, but sometimes even when they're playing safer, as soon as it happens, it's just over. And I don't think that's fun to watch. if there was some sort of middle ground that could be reached, that'd be cool. It's very hard to come up with something like that and not make it complicated. But with just that in mind, I know some people like it, right? It's definitely the idea of being deserving of getting those bonus points in loadouts like this. But I just disagree with it. And that's where it is. Here we are. Goji at about 130 minutes. Has about 12,000 damage left to do on Mithrix. But currently at 140 minutes ahead of current second place position. Actually, Lucario has surpassed W. In terms of time. Now currently in contention for second, just has to get through Mithrix and 2 more stages. Alright. W gets a ping from Wooly. That's not cheese. Wooly came out with a new video or something. Nicely nice. At 135, 7,500 health left on Mithrix. 5,000, 4,000, 3,000. Now, do you go for the phase 4 skip? Probably not. You just want this to be over. Oh, jeez. But now with the +5, it's like, might as well. Got 6 seconds left on my fire band. Bring them down a little bit. Nope. Okay, here we go. Phase 4 skip does not happen. No! Unfortunate. But at 141 minutes, the whistle has not been blown. Cheese is not asleep. And Goji, well, takes another death. Is gonna be able to finish. Took the longest amount of time before giving up. And because of that, because of having the most mental fortitude and having the smartest build, gets the bands back. And as soon as Mithrix gets hit one more time here, there we go. Shuriken's back. Quail's back. The Ben's raincoat is back. Jeez, this is a long phase 4. What's the real time at? It must be at like an hour right now. Just with very few items. Alright, this is just a run where you just really, I wouldn't say necessarily fully loot, but I mean, some scrapping and not losing all movement speed. Knowing your skips. Oh man. That's gonna be it though. W actually almost finished the Chimera fight, only at 50 plus 5s. And hey, Lavalucario. Done with stage 4. TP is fully charged. Nice. Oh man. It's a wax quail. Let's see. Can W get done with phase 2 before Goji finishes? Let's find out. Sub 150 coming up. Coming in. It's gonna happen. I'm excited. I'm pumped. The ship is pumped. It's getting ready to blast off. It's been waiting here. Those little commandos on the ground, they used to be alive. They died of old age. That's how long the Mithrix fight took. It's unfortunate. It's sad. But even at that rate, Even at the 150-minute mark, Goji is going to be able to be the only one to finish. And I know a lot of people are saying it's not deserved. That you know, if you die a few times or something like that, you don't deserve bonus points. Well, if that's the case, then how come Goji's finishing at 149 minutes and our other friends here at the bottom are at 300? All right. Cheese was waiting so long to be able to call the timeout. Should have looped. Honestly, if someone looped and just got more items, easy. GG is called. Well played. Well done. That's going to be 5 points for Goji's name here. So we can go ahead and get those now. GG. All right. Card's back. We're good. All right. And again, yeah, so Lavalucario ended up having to leave. Something popped up. And we're going to be doing 4-player scoring system still. Because it's a 4-player race. He didn't have to DNF. It wouldn't be fair if we had 4 players scoring and then one person left after loadout 1. That would kind of make it impossible for Karn or for W here to make the reverse sweep. So we'll go ahead and move ahead. Oh, I think this is right where we're going to get the whistle. Everything's good. Everyone's taking a breather after that run. After all that went down. Okay. And right about now. There we go. Whistle's been sound. Or blown. And we're good. Get a golem off of spawn. Uh-oh. Got a nice slideshow there on the right. Hope they have their flamethrower practice in. Well, the reason, had I not forced them to remain streaming after they're done racing with the loadout, they could have easily just, like, done the whole loadout and then ended run and then just come back. What they could do is they could just go on their brother's PC or sisters or friends or something and just be like, yo, can I practice some flamethrower already real quick? Just do that for like an hour. They were there, though. They're going. And we already see a crowbar and armor-piercing round kick in. W's in trouble. Did W hit a blood shrine? Taking a lot of hits. No blood shrine. No nothing. Just really taking some shots here. Down on the right. He was forced to use flamethrower. All right, everyone with the APR. Here we go. Just practice Artificer. And wait, is Lost Worlds out yet? I had no idea. The hit game. Risk of Rain, Hostile Worlds. Alright, W finds a Bungus. Might see a little bit of Bungus usage here in a second from him. Saying at 45 health isn't exactly ideal, especially when you have Flamethrower, you don't have Ion Surge, so you can't just run all the way up. Karn gets a disposable missile launcher. Gets a Chant Shrine, gets nothing. And Goji has a gunner drone. They're thinking, alright, it's time to start TP. And uh-oh. Thankfully, Crowbar's then. Crowbar, a lot of people don't really think about Crowbar this way. But in a lot of ways, Crowbar is a crowd control item. Right, you can use Crowbar. Right, if you see a Wisp, if you see a Lemurian, you just, boom. Shoot something. Do something that's like a 200% damage attack, and suddenly it's like 350. 375. It's easily able to pick off light enemies. And if you don't have any healing, if you don't have any gasoline or any other AoE, it's good early crowd control. Maybe mid-game, late game, it's not very good. But on stage 1, stage 2, it gets the job done. W finds a Slug and Bungus. Nice. Gonna be fine on health. Other two racers here, both Karn and And Goji kind of a little bit low on health. Karn at least chilling at 50. Oh boy. Nice hitbox in that tree there. Throws an ice spear right into it. Don't you just love recovering to colliders? They're awesome. Should each loadout be released separately to take away the chances of people sneaking a look at a run? I mean, they'd have to stop streaming and do a bunch of other stuff. The amount of of micromanagement would be insane at that point. And there's a slight level of trust we have with our racers here, right? There's a lot that I, just for double checking, make sure that people don't do. Like if people stop streaming the game for too long, mid loadout, then we have to count it as a DNF. Among other things, right? We don't want people cheating. Could you hit behind the TP prompt? Oh, okay. Don't trust Zing. Yeah, with all the items he finds, it's kind of hard. Makes you think. Karn with both a leeching seed and a bungus. Let's go. Also, Goji, gonna go ahead and open up this chest. Gets a war banner. What a gamer. And gets the DML. Perfect amount of money. With a couple bucks to spare. There we go. That's a DML. How's W doing? Well, W has a armor piercing round, has the cautious slug. I don't think anyone else has cautious slug. So that's a JP exclusive. A W2 value right there. The war banner flamethrower combo. Yeah, but you also have the leeching seed in there, right? So you also maintain your health upkeep from all the massive amount of procs that you have from the flamethrower. Yeah, there you go. Uh-oh, there's mendings. Is that a mending? No way. There's a freaking mending enemy above on the bridge that JP can't reach. JP's gonna have to wait for that mending enemy to walk all the way down that bridge and get in the fighting range before this stupid mending is gonna get off the vagrant. Oh my god. That's so annoying. None of the other racers had to deal with this. That's just the punishment for activating TP a little bit later. Oh man, it's not moving. What is it doing? Oh no. JP's low on health. JP's easily done. Oh my god, about to die. Those vagrant orbs, they explode, they do so much damage, they're so loud. JP, oh, sneak Lemurian hiding inside the healing drone. Takes a bite out of his artificer, out of JP, and that's a +5. And you don't want to die again. You gotta be careful, you gotta just know when to run, know when to hide. This rock is a really good spot for hiding. So good that even the enemies knew to hide there. There's the crime scene. You see one dead Lemurian and you see a corpse of Artificer there. Oh, man. Vagrant with pocket medic's terrifying? Yeah. W's probably done enough damage to kill this Vagrant twice over by now. And is about to +5 again. Meanwhile, Karn already has a pocket medic on his Titan, but gets the kill. Nice. Ice Band. Okay. Goji hasn't gotten the Ice Band yet from that chest. Hasn't even activated TP yet. Is dealing with the Elders. Is only XP level 6. And doesn't really have too many items. These Elders are like super duper easy when you have like 1 or 2 items. Right? They're level 1 Elders, but they're still elite Elder Lemurians. Right? They're definitely tough, and that's another +5. I believe Vagrant Explosion gets W. You don't gotta stand in the TP bound anymore. You're at 100%. You can chill, you can do whatever you want. As long as you have cover, and that rock is good cover. Yeah, W realizes that. That stupid mending is still up there. Oh my god, it's a mending beetle. You just gotta kill the stupid beetle. Oh wait, it's Yeah, kind of repositioning. Yeah, there you go. Positioning the vagrant so that it doesn't move over to the bridge. Oh god, it's going to the bridge. It's about to be more mending. 2 mending wisps for Goji as they escape the. Oh gee, that is a lot of wisps. That's the downside of going into the Elder Cave pre-TP, is you have a lot of spawns, a lot of credits build up when you're in there. JP takes cover. Here we go. Karn with a ukulele from the Void Seed, right? Only gets a Void potential, and the Void item was Needle Tick. Hopefully this isn't a recycler. There's a credit card. And W is not happy. Types some very upset words in chat. Gets to stage 2 with 2+5s, 10 minutes behind everyone else, and also probably another 3 or 4 minutes behind from that damn pocket medic. As someone said, just the pocket medic on the vagrant. A red gets re-rolled on Goji's screen. Gets Frost Relic. That could be really good. Got that fire and ice combo. Provides a lot of debuffs. Maybe we might see some Deathmark action this run. Who knows? Could happen with a Needle Tick that gets re-rolled. The Needle Tick that Karn picked up without re-rolling. Interesting. Yeah, all racers have a recycler. Oh wait, no, it's a DML. Okay, very similar objects and shape. My bad. Yeah, Karn would have definitely re-rolled that had he had a recycler. But with 15 minutes to spare, does get the prey on. Does have a band. Wasn't able to get both pots down, or a pot down on the button, but opted not to do elders. Right, saw that one ice band, it's like, that's good enough. And wanted to get the prey on, right? If you go for bands, if you're a card, you don't get the prey on. Yeah, mental is something to keep in mind as well. W already finished off one race with a DNF with like 40+5s. It just was stuck in a death loop for a long time. Actually, one thing that might have been smart on Karn's end, right? What could have probably also been a DNF for Karn anyway, had he gone through after the 20 self-imposed +5s. Ooh, nice. Prey-on shot, by the way. As Karn finds a Gore's Tome. Karn's mental is at least a little bit better, right? Took the +5, was having a little bit of fun, tried to RNG roll a single Teddy host skip, right? Probably not going to work. If it works, go to the lottery. Try a power 5 scratch off or something. It's your lucky day, right? But Karn's probably in a lot better of a mental state than W, who ended up, again, with like 40+5s, had the DNF anyways, and already is at 2+5s here. Okay, the reroll, by the way, on the Needle Tick was Wungus. So that's going to be good for Goji, right? Did not get the Cautious Slug on stage 1. Right, that was one advantage that that W had over the other racers, was that slug. No longer the case. Ooh, Delicate Watch. That's good. Other things pinged on that tri-shot was armor-piercing rounds and a question mark. Was that an Ice Band reroll? Oh my. That green reroll. There was a green item that got rerolled from a healing chest. I'm not sure what it was. But it turns into a third Ice Band. And now Goji, having already done pot rolling, right, took a bit of time. Wasn't able to really get the prey on like Karn does. At least has 3 Ice Bands and a Fire Band. Right, would be at 2 ice bands had they not gone for the reroll, or for the pot roll, not the reroll. Which maybe would have been good. I think the fire band's really nice, especially an artificer. Fire bands are just so much more value because you're able to freeze Mithrix, you're able to freeze enemies, and still apply that Kajaro band DPS. You get the 100% full effect of the fire band. Right, you don't gotta wait for Mithrix to stand still or do anything funky. It was a leeching seed, okay. That's good stuff. And Bottle Chaos is found on W's screen. Will W get the Recycler? Wow, that is right next to each other. I didn't even realize. Bottle Chaos, boom, gets the Frost Relic. That could be really good. We do know that Stage 3 has rats, which could be really annoying, especially if you're Artificer and you don't have Ion Surge just to run away from the rats. Or there's also Imps, there's also Bison. A lot of enemies like to just ram you at a Rally Point Delta. Let's go, she just activates the TP. Karn is on Stage 4. I want to say necessarily exactly chilling, right? When you're Artificer and you have 0 movement speed items, you should be scared. And Karn doesn't have that Frost Relic either. So all the larvae that are jumping around are going to be pretty tough to deal with. Karn going into the crit printer, getting rid of the armor piercing rounds, getting low rolls, not losing the med kit. There we go. -1 War Banner. That's pretty good of a roll. Loses the other APR. Not ideal. Probably just going all in at this point. Your only whites remaining is a Bungus and a med kit. Gonna be a little bit tougher on the healing side of things, though. Having lost that med kit, I know med kit isn't a good item. It's a good thing to lose. But just a leeching seed for your healing is about what's going to be. And I don't know if that healing drone is going to survive. Not 100% sure on that one. I think Karn's about to enter some cope here. We're about to see it happen live. Yeah, there goes an overloading vulture. There goes the slowness from almost. Yep, there's a death from the alloy, or not alloy worship. That's just a soulless control unit. There goes the jellyfish getting knocked back. It's a good thing to get knocked back. Loses the Bungus. Not really going to be able to use that anymore anyway. Takes care of the control unit, right? You want those things get down to 25% of their health. They are terrifying, especially if you have no movement speed. You just straight up die. You got to be smart with dealing with those things. Either having like some sort of falling advantage point, or something. If you have no movement speed, you got to be really quick on dealing with Solus when they're almost dead, because they are terrifying. And so the +5, the death loop begins. We'll see how Goji can handle it. We'll see how W can handle, right? Both at 2 deaths now. Goji currently in the lead for both bonus points. Currently in the lead to look for a perfect sweep. Karn thankfully not at 3 deaths here. W at 182 curse? Oh boy. That's a lot of wisps there too. But look at that, get massive damage from the flamethrower. Totally melting the enemies. It has such small range. Ooh, good ice wall for Karn. Nicely done with the Elder there. But still needs a way to find something, and needs to find something quick. Ice is nice if you have a few enemies spawning here and there. And the ukulele might be able to deal with a little bit of crowd control. But yeah, every time an enemy spawns, they need to die. And Karn wisely waiting for the teleport, or for the Praeon to get to full charge to activate TP. Gets the Wandering Vagrant. Is going to have to find a way to get onto the Vagrant to land the ice. And doesn't get the full Praeon shot there, right? Not able to get the hug. And we'll have to deal with 2 Vagrants. Constantly throwing out those explosive orbs. If it wasn't bad enough for W there on stage 1 with the Pocket Medic. But these Vagrants are going to be a whole other problem. The Ice Spear, fun fact, does not pierce Vagrants for some reason. Yeah, there was the God Pot for pot rolling that JP gets. JP's also going to get the second Ice Band here in a short while. Currently just full looting a bit. Knows the dangers of no movement speed Flamethrower Artificer. Knows that what is happening to Karn could be happening to him right now. Karn is 2 stages in front. And needs to kill this Vagrant fast, needs to charge his TP fast. Because the +5s are just going to keep coming. And you can make him come faster, you can make him come slow. But in a situation like this, yeah, Karn just knows he's dead. That Vagrant needs to die. And at least if you're going to do that, it would be good if you stand inside the TP zone. Oh, Karn is just inting a little bit. Okay. Had to adjust the gamer tie. There we go. Surprised it didn't die from that. That was like a 3-second standstill. Calculated standstills here. There you go. And Goji, having gotten to the Siren's Call, also doesn't have movement speed, but at least has the Frost Relic. Doesn't have the Prayon though, which could be a little bit scary. We'll see what if they just choose to activate TP immediately. Personally, I would want to look for a little bit of movement speed or something. I mean, yeah, dealing with, is that 2 Vagrants? Yeah, 2 Vagrants and a couple overloading birds. What if more people are going to use Worm Tech on Siren's Call with Artie? I don't think so. Not anytime soon. Has a very low success rate. Ooh, Karn gets an energy drink. That is something that Goji could have found before activating TP, but just, again, Fire Band, 3 Ice Bands, a Crowbar, 2 APR. Really good damage value. Right. Has a watch even. Don't want to lose that watch. And that, oh wow, those vultures just get a double hit on Goji. Nearly loses the watch, just getting down to about 150 health, but does recover. There goes double Topaz Brooch, which is a good item when dealing with situations like this, just being able to constantly get kills if you have good AoE, like with Frost Relic. And if you have good DPS just overall alongside that, you can just constantly get kills. Yeah, you are getting hit a lot, but you just mix like 1 or 2 brooches in. It doesn't get you through the whole run. Eventually falls off by like stage 5. But it can help for a while. Karn just scrapped literally everything. What? Okay, Karn clearly doesn't want to win this. What was that? Even the energy drink, the one thing that could be good movement, uses the Prayon. And while I did say that Karn had a little bit better of a mental state earlier, I mean, after all those +5s, after just knowing, already with the DNF, just not feeling good. And goes all the way in on crit, has 7 green scrap. Is there a blue portal? There is a blue portal. Leaves one of the crit behind. We'll get to see what a red item is. As I assume Karn's gonna fully go in on all the soups. And then go to Void Fields. He's looking down. Oh, there's a gun. Goji's got a gun. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, not even gonna look at the item. What was the soup? Okay, this is why this is why Cheese asked me, is it okay? Yeah, Karn's just fully given up at this point. The red item that Goji got was that another bottle chaos? W's doing pretty okay. Right, has a lot of healing with the 4 Wungus. That's a lot of Wungus. Right, a little bit behind, but is slowly catching up on the TP3, stage 3 TP now. It was Drone Man, but he left it on the ground. Okay, for the throw. It's now in Void Fields. I had to test Void Fields to see if it didn't result in a change in the seed. It doesn't. The run still played the same from what I tested. So this was allowed. I didn't realize this was the exact thing that happened. But yeah, that is another race with Drone Man. And if Goji goes in, which I don't know, I feel like you'd want to go in. About to see another red here get rerolled. Was that Scorpion? Gets rerolled into Aegis. Okay. Well, not an ideal roll. Goji does not get the blue portal. And... oh, man. I think that's a mistake. I think... well, I mean, yes, you do want to go fast. A few seconds at a 24-minute run, you're going really good. At a good pace. But if you're Goji... I mean, if you're W with 2+5s, why not go in the blue portal? You never know. It could be Drone Man. Could get something really good. Right? I see a couple of Void Seeds. Okay, there's an equipment in the Void. Hits an egg. Alright. It's a large chest in the Void. Never really seen Void. There's not really much of a purpose or a point to go into Void Fields. As we're watching Karn just completely run out of everything. Playing like he doesn't even want to be here. And there's tougher times. That's not good. There's going to be a lot of light blue flashing on the top left. Or on the top of the screen. But you know who is doing good still? I mean, W... oh, wow. Okay, Goji finds a feather. That's huge. Huge feather pickup for Goji. Who they will... I mean, you can be able to easily pull off Flamethrower now. And there's an Opal Printer too. And, oh, Goji finds speed. Now, they didn't find the speed energy drink from... oh, what was it? Stage 4 on Siren's Call, there was an energy drink in the cave. Doesn't find that, but does get a Goat Hoof, which is massive with Flamethrower already. And gets Plasma Shrimp. Doesn't choose to go for a reroll or anything fancy like that. Sees guaranteed damage, takes guaranteed damage. Smart play. Sees that there's only 6 Void enemies remaining, and there's 2 Void Cradles. Not a bad idea to go ahead and try and kill some of those more scary enemies. I believe that's a Void Jailer all the way over the other half of the map. W just entering stage 4, by the way, with a pretty good setup. Again, doesn't have any Opal, doesn't have any movement speed, but that's just part of what happens on stage 4 here. It's going to be a matter of skill, a testament to skill, to see what W can do here on stage 4. Right, at least has that Frost Relic, which is a huge help. And look at Goji's damage. I mean, that was just one Ice Spear. Annihilates that control unit, and well, something knocked them back a lot. Was that the Void Jailer? Is it still alive? It is. And honestly, I feel like the Void Jailer kind of came clutch for Goji. Pulled out, yoinked out of the slow zone, yoinked out of the massive damage that was about to happen to Goji. What a cool jailer! Shout out to all the Void Jailers out and about. Nice. There's a mired urn printer in the Void. If you did go there, you would have +1 mired urn printer. Nice. Goji on the stage 5 TP. I think it's going to be fine for Goji with the feather pickup and with the hoof. leading up to this, I felt like W maybe would have had a chance, as W does get another 2+5s. I missed the other one. Hasn't even activated TP yet. Right, what would have to happen is W would need to go into the blue portal, see that there's spare drone parts, and actually go for it, but I don't think you'd want to if you have 3 ice bands. If you have a fire band, right? Can owcarn get half a point if he completes Void Fields? Well, the thing is that Void Fields completion, unlike TP bosses, you don't have to kill certain enemies, so it's going to be guaranteed no matter what, right? Karn is going to eventually get through Void Fields as he racks up deaths. Like 20-some +5s. Right? Meanwhile, Goji here at 4+... Or no, that's W. Oh, there's an Interstellar Desk Plant. Small chest. Wow. Yeah, this Void had a lot of good stuff. There's healing. W says sick in chat. Sees the vagrants, knows what's going on, is just constantly also taking +5s. And this has become the Goji 401 Goji Swag Show. Look at this here. No one else able to handle this. A really hard setup with no movement speed, with no opals, with no safer spaces. Right, the racers here just absolutely crushed and defeated. Feeling like there's no answer. You just gotta look. You gotta know where to dodge. You gotta know where to jump, where to go, what to kill. Right, we saw that from Goji. The huge, just... You can see the knowledge, right? The difference in knowledge and in skill between these racers with Goji. Just from how professional, how easily they handled stage 4. Because, I mean, look at W. Now having +5 a few times. Full cleared all the enemies. Right, it's feeling pretty good now. I mean, not feeling good. Feeling terrible. But at 5, 6+5s. Sees the encrusted key. Sees all the enemies, but all the enemies are dead because they're dying so quick, because when you have 3 ice bands and 2 fire bands, it's like if you just land the good shots and be careful with your positioning. Oh, don't re-roll that. Oh no. I mean, that's nice that you got safer spaces. But an encrusted key is an encrusted key. You probably have a better chance of getting one if you didn't re-roll. And W taking a moment to pause here. Oh, Cheese went full cheese. Called timeout after after W hit resume. Oh no. Ends the pause. People continue. And poor W. With the safer spaces there. Rerolls into a Gubo Jr. I feel like that might not be bad. I mean, not necessarily the Gubo, but... Oh, man. I wonder... With the healing drone, I feel like you're worse off if you get spare drone parts here. Oh, wait. If okay, here's what needs to happen. W needs to find the equipment that gives the gun. If W gets the gun, or it might be from a reroll. Does anyone remember if the gun that Goji found was from a reroll? Because if I've got a good feeling W is feeling pretty defeated with 8+5s. I think he's gonna think, all right, I'm just gonna go into the blue portal. Ooh, get the equipment drawn. Yeah. Right, if there's one thing you can hold on to at 8+5s, you're on stage 4, which you're probably going to. We're just vessels in this short existence. Goji waiting for the wings to recharge. Post that in chat. Oh man. 33 minutes though. Goji's doing really good and such a nice setup. Right, has wings. Is only has the plasma shrimp, has a feather, has empathy cores for good distractions. I think it's going to just be a double DNF again. I don't think W has much of a chance to come back. I think... Yeah, unless Goji dies 3 times. I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, Goji knows how to play Artificer. Observe up at the bottom left. What Goji's doing, right? You get the freezes on Mithrix. There we go. There's Fireband, full effect. Right, you have 2 Firebands. And you just wait. Boom, right there. Right before Mithrix goes up. Boom. Frozen. Another, like, 10 to 15 seconds that Goji now has to just deal more damage. As Karn finds a regen scrap in the void fields. Nice. Mithrix does a weird shimmy with his hammer on the ground. I don't think I've ever seen that. That was funny. Goji making it to phase 2 now, though. Here we go. Lunar Chimera Horde of Many. If there was a time where there would be a +5, yeah, there we go. Did not find the gun. JP did not find it. Only lost 1 band, though, which would be good. Of course, doesn't help with the 8+5s had it been 7 or 6. Had the gun been discovered. You know, we could see W have like some form of placement here in this loadout race. And it's a whole light show up on the top screen. We got like the Subway Surfers going. You know how it is. It's like my Family Guy funny moments. Remember that time where Peter Griffin picked up the ukulele in the void fields? Just kidding, it was a predatory instinct. Get it right. You might be thinking like, okay, well, why don't you just pull out Karn? If something like this, if you see a racer playing like this, the racer has to concede themselves. Oh, Mithrix going for another slide there. Oh, misses the ice. We'll have to deal with pizza. Unfortunate for Goji there, up on the bottom left. Here we go. It's pizza time. Yeah, we're not gonna pull out a racer because they have to like if they want to concede, they have to concede. Like a racer could do this as long as they want. You know, Karn is doing this thinking that people are gonna be able to watch it, which I guess in a way they are. Hope you're enjoying the top part of the screen. We got some golems. Seeing some wings. 341 on the clock here. Is that 52 +5s? Something like it. Yeah, the concede button, all you gotta do is just open up the menu and press the button. Right. But Goji is done. And as soon as Goji finishes up the moon sequence, right, didn't have any movement speed. Had to go through all of Siren's Call. Had to go through all of stage 3, right? But mostly stage 4. That was the turning point. W and Karn weren't able to fully handle it. Karn just gave up. JP managed to pull through, kind of, but it was a little bit... it was too much, but too late, right? And W now, at 8+5s, has to assume that either first place also struggled a lot, which it's safe to assume that, right? I think it could be easily fair to think that maybe there are 3+5s, 4+5s, but no, Goji played fully perfect. Deathless. Not a single death. And will be able to come out of this race, assuming nothing funny happens here in the next about 50 seconds here. Be able to come out of this with a perfect 10 points. Shout out to Goji. I think this just... I mean, you gotta look at something like this, right? And just say, how could you have played any better than Goji? Which, I mean, Goji did print the ATGs. Okay, well, you're not allowed to do Void Locus. That's just against the rules. Any chance that Karn is now officially eliminated? That's a DNF. Unfortunate. Went through the deeply dark portal. There it is. That's a stage. You never really see that one. That's a rarity. I think it's been about a year and a half since I've seen that stage. But we'll go ahead and do that there. And Goji will finish up at 3842. Didn't know you could do it. It's through a mod. Yeah, we have to use a single-player Eclipse mod. Otherwise, you can't access it. Yeah, 3842, final time for Goji. Didn't die a single time. Played really smart. Played really well. Had a lot of close calls, but knew what to do at the right moments. And threw significantly less, exponentially less, in the first loadout. GG to Goji. Well played.